Hey everybody, it's Pastor Hille. I am here with my good friend and director of Another Child Foundation, who is our April cause of the month here at Faith Lutheran Church, Tim Oloffson. Tim, it's good to see you, buddy.
Hey, it is good to see you, Dan. It's always good to reconnect. I mean, Dan was our intern pastor at St. Matthew's Lutheran Church in Princeton when I was attending there. But since then, we both moved on. I live down in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area now and living the life.
Nice. So let's just jump right into this because I'm really excited for you to catch me and the people here at Faith up on what ACF has been doing.
Yeah.
You guys have been our cause of the month at least twice prior. Once it was during COVID and you were looking for hand sanitation stations for the Point of Hope school, which ministers to and supports a Roma community there in Ternavine in central Romania. And we helped and supported with that. And then right when the right after Russia invaded Ukraine, part of Center of Hope was refugee housing, and you were looking for extra aid as you hosted families fleeing uh, a war scene. And so we were so happy to help with that. And so just kind of like, but I feel like that was a year or so ago. Can you catch me up to what's been happening in your life with ACF and in ACF, Another Child Foundation, in the past year?
Yeah, so really post-COVID, I mean, things were going along swimmingly and everything was good. And of course, COVID hit and it changed everything. It changed ministry, it changed our day-to-day lives. It completely altered what we thought was reality. And but then since then, I mean, things are starting to settle down, and ACF has really started reaching out to more people now. So we actually would go to South Africa on mission trips. Guatemala, Honduras, and still Romania. And now we're even looking at maybe doing some different things, single type trips, even to Athens, Greece, Prague, different areas, wherever God is calling us to serve in serving children. So we try to reach the unreached or the disadvantaged children in the world. And we've been doing that now since 2009. So it's hard to believe it's been 15 and almost 16 years since we started this, but ministry keeps growing. Our outreach becomes more effective. I think we're learning a lot in ministry. You can always continue to adapt and learn in ministry. And so ACF is just on that learning curve, and we're moving forward, helping as many children as we can.
Nice. One of the things I love about kind of being part of the ACF family is so often we support wonderful nonprofits and ministries in a community that helps that specific community. And I can rattle off a number of community partners here in Whitehall in which we're involved with that do exactly that. But when I think about the scope of ACF, like when I met you, I was an intern at St. Matthew's Lutheran Church in Princeton, Illinois. And I met you, and you were taking folks to Romania to reach out to the Roma population and especially like provide education and things like that out there.
Mhm.
Um, and you were rooted in Princeton with also support coming out of Texas or Tennessee,
Texas, Tennessee, Louisiana, and actually up to
Louisiana.
Rochester, New York too. So we were very spotty. We just had little cells in different areas of support.
And now to think that, again, I'm in Whitehall, you're in Tennessee. As we have supported you guys over the past couple of years, that has helped Ukrainian refugees, that has helped Romanian children. I know you have another initiative right now that's at the forefront of your mind I certainly want to hear what you're doing with that. But it's really moving and kind of eye-opening to think about the reach of the ministry of the Church of Jesus Christ when we think about all these little cells that create this network that
Yeah.
kind of cover the entire world.
Hmm.
You know, I that's just cool. I wish I had something more profound to say than that's just cool, but
It is
thank you
cool.
for letting us be part of it.
Yeah, because I've never ceased to be amazed as we make connections and how, because just the other day we were doing some work with a church in the Quad Cities, and they had a niece of somebody was there, and now we're out in Urbandale, Iowa, so clear out on the farther side of Iowa, the western side of Iowa, doing some work there, and they're going to introduce us to someone down in Missouri. And it's just like, holy cow, how networking works, and how well God's networking works, and how the reach into different areas. And because really what we're about is really trying to find like-minded people. We want to find people who have the like-mindedness of trying to serve the children who are really figure out that they're the most unreached children, the most I call it the voice of the voiceless, the children that really find themselves on the outside with nobody advocating for them. So those are the children that we try to serve, and we started in Romania, and God just keeps opening up doors. But one of the things I wanted to quickly bring up, Dan, was that so another thing that what ACF does is not so we go out and we serve, and we have children, we have pockets of support all over the world. But what I feel just as passionate about is getting our members, our people in our churches and our pews to get involved in missions. So instead of thinking of missions as something we put on our calendar and do when that time comes, that day comes, is we live a mission focused life, that we have a continuous look at life as a mission field, and how we switch our thinking from just doing these activities into a mindset of this is a lifestyle. Doing mission work is a lifestyle. So that's just as passionate about who I am and what I'm trying to do to another child as reaching children. Of course, that's very important. That's what we're called to do. But I love helping others get involved in missions and see the world the way Jesus sees the world.
Absolutely. I always like to think that the job of church, like universal church, is that we are an outpost of the kingdom of God,
Mhm.
wherever we are. And so, yeah, when we ask ourselves, how do we live missionally? It's how are we an outpost of God's kingdom everywhere that we go?
Yeah.
And I feel that, that is what we are called to do. A mentor of mine would say, Jesus never told us to build bigger buildings. He told us to go therefore, teaching and proclaiming and baptizing in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So the other thing, I mean, so as we go there, we never want to talk about the width of our ministry. It's not about width, it's about depth. So wherever we go, we want to go deep into the life. And really, I'd rather make an impactful difference in 10 kids' lives than make a superficial difference in 1,000 kids' lives. Of course, we're serving many children, but hopefully people, when they see our ministry, they know we're going deep. And really that make disciples is the key part of the Great Commission. It's not go there for and visit, but go there for and make a disciple. So that's what the Point of Hope program in Romania and our other programs throughout the world are doing, is they're really making disciples.
I think like 3 minutes ago, I kept saying Center of Hope instead of Point of Hope because they're another great community partner of ours. So
Yeah.
quick plug for Center of Hope, which is right here in Whitehall, who have also been a cause of the month, but very different than Point of Hope. I can walk to one of those and I can't walk to the other.
Yeah. And the reason you probably got it, because we call it the Point of Hope Center. So
See,
again, I knew where you were going, Dan.
I still want somebody from Faith to be like, what's he talking about? That's right here. No, but speaking of Point of Hope and other ministries, I know you have a lot of projects you're currently working on. So what's kind of first and foremost in your mind this season?
Yeah. So one of the things that we feel called to do is we love giving humanitarian aid to children. So not so much as a social ministry, but as using humanitarian aid as a tool to get the gospel to children. Because it's hard for a child to know there's a God that loves them when there's nothing in their life that indicates that. The people in the orphans case, the people who should love them, their mother and father, have abandoned them. So that's what happens a lot. But there's just this hopelessness that surrounds people in poverty that we want to try to help them understand that there is a God that still loves them, but sometimes they need something to hold on to, some little bit of hope, whether it's a pair of shoes, a winter jacket, a new Bible, something like that. So one of the things we're doing right now is we call it Give Poverty the Boot. And what it is, we're providing rain boots for children in Guatemala and Romania. So these are perfect boots that really meet the needs of kids in both of these communities. We're partnering with an organization called Roma Boots, and it's a large organization out of Dallas, Texas. And they're giving us really sharply discounted boots. And then we're having people sponsor these boots for $15 a pair. They're about a $45 value, but we get them for $15. And then as we get these sponsorships of these boots in, then we'll be sending those boots to Guatemala and Romania. And mission teams will be going there. And actually, next week, I'm going to Guatemala to be part of our first boot drop in Guatemala. So we're real excited, taking a team of 10 people on that trip, and we're going to be doing what we call a boot drop, and also giving the families water filters and family Bibles. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you said that essentially for $15, like for each $15 donation, that is a pair of boots for a child in either Guatemala or Romania. Do you have a goal that you're reaching for?
Yeah, we are sending 2,000 pairs, 1,000 to Guatemala and 1,000 to Romania for to be distributed this year. So yeah, so that's quite a bit of money. So we have to fundraise it, but that does include shipping too. So we don't have to worry about the shipping to Guatemala and Romania. So we just pay for the boots, and they'll arrive there in those countries, and then mission teams will come and put them on. So we're still a ways away from doing that. So I think we're going to use the support that you guys are doing for the cause of the month for that campaign. Yeah. So, but if anybody wants to go online, they can go to our website, anotherchildfoundation.org, and they could do that, because one of the special things we're doing for that is anybody who registers to or sponsors a pair of boots will get a picture of the child that actually received their pair of boots. So what we do is we'll have tags. So if Dan Hille decides to support or sponsor a pair of boots, we'll put his name onto a tag, and then as that child receives those pair of boots, then we'll take pictures, and then Dan would actually get an email saying, hey, this little Ana Maria in Guatemala received the pair of boots that Dan. So we like that connectedness, because really what I think missions is about is relationships. And when people can see the actual child, and not just, because there's a lot of good ministries and you give your money and you just kind of hope that money was used in the right way. We want to try to assure people that all their support is going towards this, and this is the actual result of your stewardship of the resources God has given you. And this little child's life is different now because of their support.
Dude, that's awesome. So if we would collect all the money for cause of the month, then you just get like one gift from us.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, then you could send all those emails and we could share them. Or if people want to give directly, they could go to anotherchildfoundation.org. So there's two different ways to give, either through faithwhitehall.com or anotherchildfoundation.org. Is that right on the front of the webpage?
Yes. Yep. If you go to the webpage right now, there's just a screen that'll have that right on the top. So yeah.
Nice.
Really
Give Poverty the Boot.
Yeah. Give Poverty the Boot is the name of the campaign that we're doing. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But, yeah. So we're really excited about that. And then we've done aid drives for a long time, and we've always had people collect shoes, and then their church collects, 50, 100 pairs of shoes. Then we go and pick them up. Then we have to sort them and put the sizes on them. And it's a lot of work to do that. This way is a very simple way. People are getting a tremendous value with their money. And then it's easily given to children. So they arrive in country. All we have to do is put their tag on it and put them on the feet of a child. And that's the fun part.
Yeah. Well, man, Tim, thank you just so much for the work that you're doing, for the ministry you're doing. Thank you for the friendship of 15 years now. I mean, you and I have a couple miles under the hood between various things. But yeah, man, just thank you so much. Thank you for your time today, and God bless you and your ministry. And hopefully we will have a gift for you by the end of April.
Yep. And so I just have people be as generous as you can. Think of those children who desperately need just that spark of hope in their lives, and a pair of boots will do that. So give as generously as God called you to do. So.